There's been a lot of talk that maybe Bama was interested in Carson Beck coming to Tuscaloosa. I'm not buying any of this as he goes to Miami for $4 million. Alabama would not have paid him $4 million, and I don't even know if he's worth it. We're going to talk about it, though, right here on the Bama Tailgate YouTube channel. Like, subscribe, thumbs up. Thanks for being here. Let's get the show started. Roll Tide, everybody. Roll Tide, then thanks for hanging out with us. Brought to you by Pearl River Resort over in Philadelphia, Mississippi. You guys are on the Bama Tailgate YouTube channel, and I appreciate you all for hanging out right now. All right, look, just a quick show today, but I felt like I needed to talk about all of the rumors that Bama was interested in Carson Beck and Quinn Ewers and all that. Nobody's going to get Carson Beck and bringing him to Tuscaloosa. Like, do we respect Carson Beck? Yeah. But the guy that you beat every time you play him, is that the guy you're like, hey, you know what? If we're going to fix the program, we're going to go get the guy that we beat every time we play him, and we're going to bring him in. Right? And that's Carson Beck. And I mean, look, I appreciate a good businessman. I mean, we're all trying to make money. And he's stealing $4 million from Miami to go there, and they're fooling themselves to do this instead of, obviously like developing guys like Alabama's doing. This program right now is set up perfectly at the quarterback spot. Jalen Milroe to the NFL. And I think a lot of you felt like this is maybe a year late, but I'm not one of them. Hey, it's good to see him play. He had a really, really good season up until Oklahoma. Things fell off. Hey, best of luck, man. And I'm pulling for him. And I say best of luck, I mean it. I want to see the guy look like Derrick Henry against the Steelers last Saturday. I really do. And I pull for all the Alabama guys. I felt bad for Minka when he got trucked by Derrick Henry in that game. But Alabama's got Ty Simpson waiting in the wings. They got Austin Mack. And then they got Keelon Russell, right? They got the quarterback spot figured out. Like, I'm not that concerned about that. Let's get the blocking down on the offensive line. Let's utilize Jam Miller like we did in the Iron Bowl, and let's get things turned around in the right direction. Where we're using Ryan Williams, Jeremy Bernard, and the rest of the wide receiver room. And Bama's offense is prolific. I think it can happen. But I hear all of this stuff, and it's like, I mean, Quinn Ewers to me is the guy who probably should have stayed in college another year. And I'm surprised he's going to the NFL. I mean, I really am, because watching him at Texas, there's a lot of holes in his game. I mean, I feel like Carson Beck to me is a better option than him, but I wasn't enamored with either one of these guys. I mean, I'm not looking at either one of these quarterbacks going, okay, this is the future of college football. And honestly, and as much criticism as Jalen Milroe took this year, I think he's just as good as either one of these guys. But Ty Simpson is ready for this opportunity. Dad's a football coach. He grew up around coaching. You could tell that the wheels really started to turn fast. What we're hearing out of practice is that the guys picked up the offense, that he understands the speed of the game. That was something that we were concerned about. And the other part of this, too, is if you're going to have a talented quarterback room, you got to trust the guys that you have to be ready to take the jobs when those jobs are available. And that's Ty Simpson. So I wanted to talk about that. I mean, I know we're kind of a little bit behind the times with that story, but it just kept kind of sitting out there. And I'm going, okay, come on. Now, the next thing I want to talk about is Alabama basketball. I think we're all like looking back at that horrible effort against Ole Miss on Tuesday night, like 74-64. Oh, they're the number one scoring team in the country. They looked like they just thought they were going to show up and get things done, and that didn't happen. I thought Nate Oates described it perfectly when he said disgusting. And the problem that I have with this is, first off, it's at home. And the second thing is I can't unsee that effort. And I'm trying to think about teams that win national championships. Do they have those type games? He talked about fifth-year seniors. I know he's looking at like the Grant Nelsons and the Mark Sears, the leaders of the team, and he's thinking to himself, like, what the hell? The problem that I have now is I can't look back at that and pretend it didn't happen. And I worry about those type of efforts because when you get into the NCAA tournament, a game like that ends your season. With that said, we're going to see how this team's going to respond from that. And lackluster isn't even the right term for that. But, some of you guys might have kids in the car right now, so I don't even want to say the term I really want to use. But Saturday, 11 Central, noon Eastern time, when they play in Lexington against Kentucky, I want to see what effort Alabama shows up with. I want to see what Alabama comes out and takes the court against Kentucky. Because 3-2, hey, you know what? Not only are you not in the top 5 anymore, you might be out of the top 10, and everybody's questioning what you're all about. And I'm not one of these guys, and I said it on the show the other day, like, hey, Auburn, I'm glad you're number 1 now, but it doesn't matter. Like Nick Saban always said, it's about being number 1 at the end of the season. But they went out without their best player and took care of business. And so for Alabama, they've got to figure out what this team's all about, who they're going to be, find their identity as they take a step forward. All right, guys, thanks for being on the show. Get in the comments section. Love to hear from you guys on a daily basis and appreciate you all for being here. As always, a couple things I want to tell you. We're brought to you by newlifeart.com. Obviously, I'm not at home right now, but look, if we had a Daniel Moore print on the wall, it would be a much better place. And when you use that promo code Bama Tailgate, you get 20% off when you go to checkout in the promo code section, 20% off all the great prints, not the new releases, but everything else. Take advantage of that, whether it's a giant canvas print that you want to be the masterpiece of your foyer, or you're pimping out your man cave like I've done. You want calendars with Nick Saban on them this year. You want mugs. You want all the other cool stuff they have there. Bama Tailgate at newlifeart.com. And then finally, presented by Pearl River Resort over in Philadelphia, Mississippi. We're going to be back there soon. Jay Coker and I did the tailgate show from before the Oklahoma game from over there at Dancing Rabbit Golf Club. And I know it's brutally cold. They're calling for snow. It's not going to last long. You're going to want to get out on the golf course after the snow. Go to Pearl River Resort. It's the Augusta you can play. Whether you play the Oaks or the Azaleas, it is a beautiful course. They put millions of dollars into it. It's the Augusta you can play. Go to the sports book at Golden Moon Casino, $50 down. Take that receipt. You can play Dancing Rabbit for $40. That is a great deal. You don't have to have a membership. So take advantage of that. Thanks, guys, for hanging out with us. And we'll get back at it again tomorrow. But roll Tide. I mean, tomorrow we'll be talking hoops. See what happens at Kentucky.
Escape to Pearl River Resort.